Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's Navy here, and today, um, I'm gonna be bringing you some gameplay footage. By some, I mean quite a bit of State of Decay 2, where, well, first let me say it's been well over a year since I played this game. Joining me today here is Caleb Dan Gammon. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Caleb, as Snivy said.
Yeah. but but yeah, it's been over a year since I played State of Decay 2 because I stopped playing it ever since Nick disappeared, because he was the last person I played it with, and it felt kind of wrong in a sense to play the game without him, because, well, a lot of aspects as to why that is. Like it would feel not the same. And I wanted to, since it's been a year, I was just given a brilliant idea by Caleb here, and to, as a thing for my channel, that I could, since it's been a year, and a way to sort of honor Knick Knack and to finally, allow myself to play the game, is to record it, and as I play the games, talk about Knick Knack and the times we had in this game. And that's right, Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay, and tell a lot of the stories that him and I went through, and me teaching him the game, and talk about things of like how he was such a fast learner and such. So it's gonna be quite the lengthy video. I think I'm just gonna upload it raw, because I want this to be something that folks to sit down and just have a listen.
The main menu looks amazing.
It is. It feels. You have no idea, for me, how much warmth it feels to be looking at this screen again, and hearing the music again. And this is I believe this is a remade version of an old soundtrack. Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, that does sound wonderful, Snivy.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, this game is something special to me, to say the least. It's something that I've played since like my Xbox 360 games days. Specifically, when the first State of Decay came out on Xbox, right? On Xbox 360. Dun dun. But yeah, and it was just a game that was just my game,
Yeah.
That when I was introduced to it by a friend long ago, it became my passion, my addiction, my everything. You know what I mean? Like, it became something so significant. You know that you ever have like one of those things where one of those games that when you come home from school, this was the first game you played. Like, you ever have one of those types of games?
Oh yeah, yeah. For me, it was StarCraft.
Nice.
I loved StarCraft back in the day.
State of Decay was my come home from school game,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I couldn't get enough of it, and I loved every ounce of it, every nanosecond of it. It was just something phenomenal. And back then, I even got, sadly enough, I even got bullied for playing this game by my friends, quote unquote,
Mm,
back
yeah.
then. Not the one who introduced me to the game. No, it was someone else. But it but I kept playing it cuz I loved it. It was something special, something like a diamond in the rough. And I got bullied for playing it and made fun of things like that. And then when a certain friend, one who was doing the bullying, um asked me for advice and was giving the game a try, he disregarded a lot of my advice and discredited me, things like that, and even outright insulting me and saying that my method of play style does not work, which is false, by the way. It works because I would know, because I played the game much longer than this particular person, because this guy's just starting out and he came to
Yeah.
me for advice, but he's disregarding my advice even though he asked me. You see how that stings to me, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And you knew everything about this game, every in
Yes.
and out and everything.
Every in and out of the original, and up until when I stopped playing it, everything about this game.
Yeah.
This one in particular. And that being said, like, but I took up the little mantle of like trying to teach the bully the game, because there was something I always wanted out of this game, and that was someone someone to share my love for this game as much as I do. Someone who I can teach this game and they can share so much love with it that they're on it almost as, maybe even as much as I am, playing this game,
Hmm.
to teach them something. And when State of Decay 2 came out, that opportunity grew more with some other friends before I met Nick. But I was able to play the game with quite a lot of other folks, but nothing ever really stuck. Like, meaning I never really got the opportunity to really teach folks, nothing too crazy, or rather, at the same time, they never really played it as much as I do in order for such teachings to be continuous, such fun to be continuous.
Hmm.
And, like, truth be told, I was lonely.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends on this game, my favorite game. And I mean that, like, at least my favorite zombie horror survival game. And I really wanted to fill the void with someone to play with me in this game. So I tried filling that void with joining like public sessions and like helping other people's in their games with the most toughest of situations. Some of the experiences I've had in public games have been wow.
Yeah.
But then I met Knick Knack, and then eventually, like later down the years, I bought him the game and then I got him into it. And he gave me what I was most desiring of this game, was a friend to give all of my knowledge to, give all of my teachings to, and have them grow into someone really special in this game, someone really powerful, very knowledgeable, and it's, he has very high potential to be as great as me in this game. And it got to the point where he shared a tremendous amount of love for the game as much as I did. That I even asked them, like, how much are you enjoying this game so far? And then he expressed it that he's having a blast.
And Nick was a pretty fast learner, from what I understand.
Yeah. I even showed you some footage of like him and I still have that footage.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and I plan on releasing it one day. Um, it's just hard because looking back to it, but maybe after playing this, it'll ease things. But basically, you know, he was learning so well. Like as I mentioned in Absence, that applies here too. It was like a father watching his son grow up. It was like teaching my son, you know?
Yeah.
And like I would be grinning ear to ear almost pretty much the entire time we would play. You know?
Those memories, I'm sure, are very precious. You know, those, you come across, you have many friends in life, but there's friends and then there's people that you're almost like you just know what the other person thinks because
Exactly.
they are so close to you. You know, uh, it goes deeper than just brotherhood. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
just they're your guy. They're your
Mm-hmm.
friend.
That's
You
my
know,
boy. He
yeah, your boy. Yeah, yeah,
Knick Knack is my boy.
yeah.
I raised that boy.
And you know those friends don't come those friends don't come along often, but when they do, you hold on to them.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's like, you know, I had such an experience with playing this game with him that like it felt wrong not to do it without him, but like it's my favorite game and I desperately miss it, man.
Yeah.
And I really just been itching to play it again because I miss that feeling of being happy in a game that I'm like truly mastered, you know?
Mm-hmm.
In a game that like I feel like I'm the best.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm a god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I would go as far as to say I am. I mean, yes, I claim I'm not to sound like a guy with a big god complex or anything, but humbly, I consider myself a god at this game. And
Yeah.
if Nick was here, he could, you know, attest to that and say he could vouch for that and say that it's true because of the teachings I gave to him. I was even watching some footage last night of him and I playing, and then I was talking about some stuff, and I think it was like some dangers we can get into, and then he goes and say, well, Snubbles, you're OP, so I'm good," you know. But no,
Well,
but
I
like,
have seen you play many games, Snivy. You are really good.
yeah. But respectively, I think I know. No, there's no think. I know I'm pretty good at this game, like
Yeah.
the best at this game, and I have the skills to back that up. Now, it's been a year since I played, so it's gonna be a bit to get back. Not too long, but it's gonna be a bit to get back into such a little bit, at least.
I am impressed by how many options there are in
Yeah.
the settings.
Can you believe this game is like, $30?
Wow.
This is not one of those games because a lot of games nowadays is like 60 to 70 bucks, but like, yeah, but like this game, it's only 30, and you get so much out of your 30 bucks. Which, speaking of 30 bucks, brother, I said 15, 13. You gave me 30.
I know.
Thank you for that, but like, God, man.
Well, I wanted you to have some spending money to go on your trip.
Well, thanks, man. That like means a lot to me. Like, honestly, that's.
I'd rather pay you than the game company.
I appreciate it, man. Like that warms my heart, you know.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'd do it for you anytime.
So I'm gonna play the tutorial again. I don't have my controller. I would normally play this with a controller, but I don't have my controller now. I need to get a new one. But I will try my hand at keyboard and mouse, which the keyboard and mouse controllers are not bad. They're fine. It's just this game is meant to be played with a controller more so.
Right.
It's more smooth because this is one of those you sit on your couch and play it with an Xbox controller sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Builder and
Oh, wow, they're giving you options like this at the very beginning. This is
yeah,
awesome.
you have to earn these by beating the game in multiple
Oh,
different ways. I already beat them all on every difficulty, so I have them all on every
right.
difficulty. Um uh, so yeah, basically you get special bonuses for completing the corresponding boons.
I
Like
see.
if you complete the builder boon, you get base-wide power and water at any base with no fuel cost or threat. Warlord, receive a giant pile of guns, ammo, and grenades when you settle in your first home. Trader, um, receive a visit from a friendly trader and 4,000 influence after you settle into your first base. And for charity, the sheriff, you receive a pile of high quality loot from old friends once a day.
I see.
So I normally go with these two. Obviously, the best one objectively is the builder because you know free power and water base wide. You don't have to worry about it, which you can get water and power base wide in game. It's you just need to spend a bit of resources here and there, but here is free. So you cut out the middleman there, you know.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
want like an armored start, warlord, trader, if you want like some good loot in the beginning and some good trades with a lot of influence to boot.
Uh-huh.
Um, influence is like in-game currency. Then
Oh,
you go
okay.
with this one. So you need influence to do stuff.
I see.
So yeah, these are the tutorial survivors that you get to pick. And you scroll through them and see which one suits what you want to do. I remember on my very first playthrough, I picked these two. Their names, character names in this game are, as well as their traits, attributes, all that stuff, are
Yeah.
randomly generated.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
So no one can never really be the same. Everyone is usually different, you know, even if it's like the same model of a character or whatever, or even, you know, things like that. Which, you know, you don't often get the same model because there's quite a lot of models. But for specifically for the tutorial characters, like, you know, they're randomized and things like that, right?
That's nice.
So like, and same goes for these things here. You can read what they got. Changed jobs a lot. Played tetherball. These things right here by the bullets are traits that the character has that could affect their skills down here. Simple as that. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So let's see what I can. Oh, nihilist. Can go with here.
Does yoga.
Yeah. Let's see. Smooth talker, had a paper route, chemistry, awful fashion sense. But some of these traits can be a negative effect on either them or the community or both.
Oh, I see.
Um,
World War II buff wouldn't be. At least they'd be knowledgeable about certain things.
yeah, they grew up around cars, so they're a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and these ones have like a bit of backstory specifically, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like these ones are Shirley's siblings. These ones are old buddies. Um, perpetual breakup. Odd couple, and yeah.
I see.
So things like that. Like you know what? I think I'm gonna. Maybe not these guys, but well, hold on. Why is his name Gale? If it's yeah, they're siblings. So yeah. Sure. You know, I'll go with these guys. Months after the apocalypse, you reunited with your uh, estranged brother. Since then, the two of you have stayed one step ahead of the zombie and starvation. But now supplies are running low quickly. Luckily, your brother learned of an army-run refugee camp where you hope to find food and shelter, as long as you remember to share, like Mama taught you.
I like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with him. So I'll get into talking a bit after, well.
Shit. Keep moving.
And so it begins.
Damn, what is that stuff? It's like its whole body is an open wound.
We should keep moving. No telling how long that gate's gonna last.
So tell me again why this was a good idea.
The army's in here. They've gotta have food to share.
I like that they start you out with this all that. I think that's great.
Knock it down, finish it off.
There shouldn't be zombies inside the fences, right?
Better question? Where are all the people?
So take a look around. Isn't this like
They can't
cool looking?
be gone.
This is
They sure left
amazing,
a lot of
dude.
stuff.
I love the opening sequence and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that's worth crawling through the mud for.
Found a bandage in case I need to bench myself up. Another bandage. So essentially, this is how you start off. Nick picked his thing, and when he finished with the tutorial, he made it to a specific region, and I joined his game afterwards, and
Better weapon here somewhere.
you know, we started off from there, you know.
That's
And
awesome.
he went through the tutorial, no problem.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the design
Happy
of the
birthday to me.
zombies.
Oh yeah, they're really cool. I need to remember how to. I need to remember how to dodge. That's my flashlight, obviously. Oh, it's C. All right, got it.
Maybe my idea to explore the camp wasn't so good after all.
Too many Z's behind us to go back now. Might as well keep looking around. That'll come in handy.
Oh, awesome.
I forgot how to open my inventory. It didn't.
Do it.
Maybe I.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
F equipped. There, I have a pipe.
Even after this long, people kept hoping to find their families again.
Yeah, just like Mom hoping you'd come home when she got sick. Didn't happen either.
I had a job and a life, unlike some people.
Somebody had to take care of her.
Oh shit! It's
Gonna be you.
I'm not getting into this again. Not now.
retreat. The retreat is wrong. They ultimately took to protect these people. We cannot abandon in their hour of need. Join our cause, save our nation. We are Red Talon. So fact. So this is, hey, it's Marcus Campbell, the protagonist of the first game, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's Maya Torres. Crouch. All right, Maya Torres, the female there. There's Jacob Ritter, Lily Ritter's brother. I'm pretty sure you remember Lily.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she's like the Twilight Sparkle of this game.
Yeah. I like Lily
My bad. I did
quite
that.
a lot. of zombies too.
Quite a few.
Mhm.
Speaking of.
What is this place?
Creepy as fuck. That's right. Get it off me!
Oh,
Our eyes are red and glowing.
Looks just like the
Yeah.
one we saw outside the gate.
And it bit me. Now I got gunk all over my shirt.
Now that is a tragedy. Guess I just rang the dinner bell. I guess even a zombie apocalypse can't stop red tape.
Just reading this. But anywho,
This bite is really itching.
You always did fuss over every little scratch. Oh my god. What the hell happened here?
Oh, God.
there's even crawlers.
Wow.
And
Oh, what a mess.
Is it just me, or did it suddenly get really hot?
Maybe we can find you some medicine if we keep looking. Now this is gonna make me popular, but that'll come in handy.
machete. I don't want it.
Yo, that's a lot of zombies.
We can get past them if we're quiet.
So this part teaches you a bit about stealth.
Hey, get your butts over to the ladder!
Go, go, go!
So, I'll get past the tutorial, then I'll start talking about Nick,
Any civilians here?
Yeah, no.
We thought
That's
the
awesome.
army might.
because I don't want to talk over this.
Where did everyone go?
Whoever's still in charge shut it down, pulled everybody out. The army's gone, kiddo. Lucky for you, I stuck around to keep an eye out for anyone left behind.
Oh, fuck, I feel terrible. I just want to lay down and die.
Hon, you don't look so good.
My brother was bitten. I think it's infected. Got any medicine?
I've seen this before. You need something special. Go find the doc over at the S&B. Tell him I sent you.
There's a lot of them, yeah.
Man. Man, the world has gone downhill fast since the first game.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there aren't supposed to be any civilians left in the camp.
You shouldn't be. You're the doctor. The soldier came back there to help me.
I always
Sent
thought
me
you
here.
was a softie. What do you need?
My brother is sick. I think it might be serious.
You'd better come with me. This is like the one that bit me. What's wrong with it? We call it the blood plague. It's contagious to humans, and it takes you while you're still alive. Are you saying that's what's gonna happen to me? Well, probably, but maybe not. Hey, you! Come here. You have a flashlight? Look for a sample case in there and bring me whatever you find. I've been researching blood plague with some other civilians. We found a cure that works if you use it soon after infection. The army took our lab when they left, but they didn't get everything. Did you find it? No cure? Damn. I'll need an infirmary to culture a new dose.
Hey, Doc, shit's getting bad out there. Thanks to all the noise, the Zeds are swarming the perimeter. This camp is done for. It's time for us to go. All of us.
You know I can't leave Jamie.
If you stay, I gotta stay. Then we both die. Jamie's gone. But this kid still needs your help.
Okay, fine. Just give me a second.
Make it quick. We don't have much time.
Before we go, I need your help. That thing in the cage? It was a person once. I tried to reverse the effect, but we ran out of time. I don't have it in me to do what I should. Maybe you do?
The voice acting is again phenomenal. Just
Yeah.
like the first game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope you're in a better place now.
Is it still alive?
No, it's dead.
I know we've had our
Oh,
problems,
okay.
but please, don't let me turn into one of those things.
You're my brother. I have your back. Always.
Thank you.
I almost cried just now
Yeah.
because that's something I said to Nick exactly. Oh man,
Mhm.
that's kind of that's how I was with him. Like I, you know what I mean? Like it's he is my brother. I always got his back.
Yeah.
So how do we
Both were
survive without the
extremely
army
close.
around?
We keep going. As long as we stick together, we can survive anything.
State of Decay 2. Specifically, though, I always treated him nice, like a brother, of course,
Yeah.
and I always have his back. Still do, and willing to do so, always.
As family should.
Mm-hmm. And I remember how excited I was when I got into Knick Knack's game, and
Sounds like we're empty again. You'd better be close.
This is the place. Pull up here.
Eagle.
It's not much, but it should keep us safe.
Luckily, I don't need that much to get started.
Good to know. How are you feeling, little brother?
Like I got hit by a truck. This plague shit sucks.
And this is where we started off in.
Yes, and you need to take it seriously. Get over to the infirmary, okay?
Yeah, sure. The infirmary. Maybe that'll fix everything.
So this is teaching you about switching characters, especially if one is sick. You can check them into the infirmary and, you know, switch to whoever else.
Nice.
So you check them in, go to this person, press T to take control.
Like shit. Better get fixed up.
Please tell me he's gonna pull through. He has to.
And,
This isn't as good as having the actual cure, but I should be able to keep his blood plague from getting worse for a while. That is, if we can keep our supply of meds from running out.
Damn it, this isn't fair.
Hey now, don't panic. The doc has this under control.
I know how to make a cure that'll work. That's not the issue. I just need more plague samples. My lab didn't have enough.
I think I saw a place where we can find all the samples.
we need 5. I have 4. So,
I like the layout of the camp a lot.
yeah, it's nice. And of course, we could move bases, but this is the map. Welcome to Providence Ridge. This is one of
Awesome.
this is one of 5 maps.
Wow.
Yeah. One of the maps being the original from the first game.
That's really cool.
All
I
right.
like that they included the original.
Yeah.
I also like how the game kind of begins with in my mind, kind of a nod to the original and how it began, because it kind of begins in
How am
the
I gonna
original
do that?
that way too, where your partner gets like
Sick.
hit.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
So it's like that.
it's a nice little nod to the original game. You know.
I remember walking down, through the woods, like in this area with Nick, and looting the nearby areas and teaching him about things and looting.
Yeah.
Um, like how if you fast search, I think I told him that like
I'm not letting you down.
one thing, hiding in bushes makes it harder for zombies to see you, and fast searching things like, searchable containers, makes it faster, but risk of making noise.
Right.
Things like that. And, I was teaching him like how to stick and move, you know what I mean, when it comes to fighting zombies. Things like that, to know at what opportune times to dodge, conserving stamina and things like that. It was nice.
I bet it was. Timing.
There we go. I got what I needed.
I found the plague sample we need.
And how to be efficient at like killing zombies, and like especially if you start getting surrounded, constantly like switching targets amongst the zombies. Don't just try and focus on one zombie at a time when you're surrounded. If you're using an edged weapon specifically, like,
The sample.
because you gotta, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I definitely. It's a very smart idea to do it that way.
And you
Mm.
For sure.
picked up the sample in our supply locker.
We now have enough plague samples to make the
It
cure
also
for my
teaches
brother.
you good
We should get on
multitasking
that as
skills.
soon as
Yeah.
possible.
If you have a blunt weapon, it's much easier to take care of a crowd because you swing wide and it knocks down multiple. But for
Right.
edge weapons, it's more for lethality.
I have the cure in hand.
Yeah.
No more lying around for you.
Not to stress you out or anything, but I'm still kind of dying here.
And this teaches you how to cure other survivors.
This is our best shot. Let's hope it's good enough.
Thank you. Thank you. Now that I'm not dying,
Thank you. Because of us working together, my brother is alive. As long as we stick together, I have a feeling we'll be in this for the long haul. I'm on my last magazine.
So yeah, that teaches you about
the
the.
breaker box is connected. Enjoy your water and power, everyone.
That's my builder boon. All right, so
Love your people so much. We brought some supplies as a welcome to our town.
Things are working out way better than I expected.
so other things about this game.
Uh huh.
All right, we survived. That's good. But we ain't the only ones out here trying to do that.
What else is there to say?
Once we start killing some ugly, nobody's gonna last in this town.
Trying to think of some stories. Well, Nick in the beginning, he became a really quick learner. He became efficient at like going against zombies, especially like multiple of them. And without me saying anything, he got the hang of executing down zombies without, like I said, without me saying anything, and that's big. Like,
That's really awesome.
because executing zombies are important because it preserves weapon durability if you take the moment to execute them, and like that, and it conserve in a way it can conserve stamina, where if you keep swinging them until their head breaks, or whereas if you just execute them at the moment it's presented themselves, those one method can prove to use less stamina than the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas every opportune chance he got, he would always like execute, zombies at a first chance he gets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one point where like one mistake I see a lot of people doing is well trying to grab zombies if you don't have a specific skill, trying to grab zombies from the front, and that can cause you to stagger, and that can present a moment for the zombies to grab you and bite you and then scratch you, things like that.
I'm done here. The site is clear.
That's nice. So to show you, gotta keep yourself spaced out.
Yeah.
You see how I'm switching from the guy to the right to the girl on the left, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And watch your stamina. It's the blue bar.
I see. Yeah.
Try to... You see how I'm switching back and forth?
Right.
Knick Knack was on top of doing that, I recall, and he was damn good at it.
That's awesome, man.
There we go.
Yeah, I would imagine it, because if you don't do something like that, like, they could easily overwhelm you, and then you could die if you just try to concentrate on one.
And it took a I for like Knick Knack to ever go into the dying state, mainly because I want to give credit where credit due, because he's very skilled. He was a fast learner, and I was always watching his back, you know. There were times where I would just let him take the helm and deal with a horde, but I would always have my gun ready to just annihilate the horde if he got into any bit of trouble. Which it was rare if he got into a bit of trouble, but I always got him out of it, you know? Like, for one, it took an encounter between, like, a juggernaut and a feral to put some, like, a bit of a hairy situation between Nick and I versus the zombies, you know?
Yeah.
And like I remember it too. Like we were fighting the Juggernaut, and he took a bad hit by the Juggernaut, and like and I heard there was like your character tends to make a dialogue when they're hurt and low health and probably about to go down, right?
Yeah.
And when I heard that, and because I know what all the dialogues are usually, I immediately told Knick Knack, all right, fall back quick, because, you know, being in close to death near a Juggernaut is almost a death sentence, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, fall back, and then I started taking care of the Juggernaut. I was basically, like, face tanking the Juggernaut, like, but at the same time, a feral was, like, charging Knick Knack, and he got down by the feral because he got tackled and pounced on. And then, like, I was swinging my machete at the Juggernaut, but then I saw that happen. I turned to my left, and I just unloaded my pistol in the direction where Knick Knack was to get the feral, and then I killed the feral. Then went back to the Juggernaut, just like multitasking, because I knew I had to save Knick Knack in that moment, you know?
Yeah.
And I basically saved his life, because, to get yourself off the dying state, you just had to rapidly spam a button, which I'm sure he would have gotten up, but and kept fighting. But, like, you know, he's my brother. I've got to watch his back always, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
I know weapon maintenance isn't sexy, but it keeps us alive. It's really about
That's an awesome story, though.
Yeah, it was a pretty good moment though. And Nick obviously learned a lot from it, to the point where if I recall, he was doing well against Juggernauts, you know, and even Ferals. And I remember the story of our first Feral encounter. It was actually around this area. It was in the woods over here. The funny thing happened. What happened was when he... Okay, so like it was a mission to take care of this pharaoh, right? And then I was
Yeah.
remember teaching him like it was so funny. But he learned pretty well. I remember teaching him like before we even got into the combat about the basics of like handling a feral, you know? What you want to do is if he comes charging at you, like, you know, you got to dodge out of the way, and when he misses, you charge at him and take a few swings. Don't get greedy. You back away from his hits. You know, you dodge it by pressing the button. Either long dodge or just a tap dodge, which is like to show you what that's like, if I can find a zombie to give an example. This will do. Like if you're near an enemy and you tap tap it. I don't know if it does it work with the down zombies? Huh. Guess not. But it's been a while. But anyway. But yeah.
I need a break.
Basically, you know, like stick and move, you know, don't get greedy with your hits against a feral, things like that. Because they're ferals are incredibly fast zombies that are on all fours, you know?
Yeah.
And I was gonna let Nick handle the feral alone because it's like one of those things where it's like you need to learn this on your own, or rather, I'll watch your back, of course, but like I need to see how well you can, you know, to let you learn how well you can go up against something that's quite the strong threat, right?
Yeah.
So by doing such, you were going to fight this feral, and I'll give you some pointers, in which I gave him some pointers where I was telling him how to dodge, things like that, and going up against it and making sure he's, you know, sticking and moving, don't get greedy. When you see the feral, like, get back, like back away from your hit, that's when you know he's going to do a strike, and any strike afterwards, like he's just gonna overpower you because he has like certain attacks that overpower you, like rapid slashing, you know. So if you see the zombie attack, you know, you press the dodge button. You press the dodge button. Oops. Oh yeah, you press the dodge button to back away, and there's even points where you can press the dodge button. If you back up and attack afterwards, you perform a counterattack.
Yeah.
See?
Definitely.
So yeah, something like that is very important to do, you know?
Yeah.
So especially when dealing with multiple zombies, well, that can prove very nice.
Can't do it.
Whoops. How does...
Only one of those left.
Did not mean to do that. How do I grab on keyboard and mouse? Combat grapple is X. Okay, got it. Here's a funny thing.
Uh-huh.
You can grab zombies and throw them. Oh, I didn't mean to execute it. Ah. Okay, so you can grab zombies and I forgot how to throw them. I think it's space. Yeah, it's space. All right, watch this. And push them and throw them like that.
That's
real-
awesome.
Yeah. Game also has cinematic executions occasionally.
I like that.
Hello. It's your new neighbors reaching out to say hi. We just arrived in town and we're looking to make some friends.
If a zombie is missing a leg, you can do this. Oh wait, no, he wasn't missing a leg. It just looked like it. But yeah.
We just got here, and we're already making friends.
Knick Knack was like a quick learner of like the grapple mechanic, I recall. And one thing is that you can do is take zombies and throw them into a crowd of more zombies to get them to fall, like like this. See?
Yeah, definitely.
So it feels so good playing this again.
I bet it does, man.
Like, oh, more ammo. All right.
No room for that. Now, where am I gonna put that?
I'll figure it out. Inventory management is also a good thing to learn, which he got the hang of it. And one thing that I really
Can't carry that
am
much.
thankful of
Can't carry that much.
to Nick for is that he never disregarded my advice. You know, he followed my advice pretty much to a T.
Yeah.
And like for inventory stuff, like depending on the character and how much inventory slots you have, the essentials are gun, melee weapon, bullets, bandage or painkillers, and snacks. And then the rest of the inventory space is for loot, you know? Those essential things, and he followed that very well, you know, because you never leave home without a melee weapon or a gun with ammo, right?
Right.
And essentially you never just basically you just never leave home without the essentials, you know?
Definitely.
And
It's just smart because you never know what you're gonna go up against. Yeah.
quite so. And in terms of like the base building, he got the hang of it pretty quickly because this game has, you know, a base building aspect where you are able to, just, you know, build structures like infirmaries, workshops to maintain your weapons. Infirmary, self-explanatory. And you know, essentials for what he wants to go for, you know. And I remember like, there was
No room for that.
let me deposit these things. Let me show you how to fix a car. You get a toolbox, vehicle repair toolbox. Yeah, and then you just do that. And then you refuel if you have a gas can. Just, yeah.
Very nice.
So yeah, if a car blows up, don't worry, just get a toolkit and fix it. Or if it's just damaged by the regular. But yeah. This is our
Repaint the cars.
no.
Oh, okay.
That would be cool, but it's okay. You can find cars that are different colors. That could
That's
help.
awesome. That's
But
awesome.
but yeah, I remember Nick was going down the warlord path for his first time. I believe. Yeah, the warlord path, and like the stuff that we got into was pretty nice. I remember teaching him how to shoot weapons and how weapons work in this game. Obviously, the more you skilled you become with weapons, the bigger your shooting becomes, the better your shooting becomes, and the more accurate you are, and you can unlock special skills. You know, and I remember like sitting there for like about an hour or so, maybe more, explaining to him the different skills and what they do so he can find his nice preference, you know? And he's such a great listener that he, you know, just sat there just listening, and he basically understood it all and was trying to and what I wonder what I was very happy about was that like we sat together trying to figure out like, well, what would be the best for this survivor? What do we want to go for? Does this guy want to be like an absolute tank, or does this guy want to be the stealthy scavenger, you know what I mean? Things like that of how to build a specific survivor, what you want to go for, things like that.
I think we got it. I don't think so.
And it was pretty nice.
Someone who needs a helping hand.
That Zed's infected. Keep your distance.
Turn on your flashlight.
Another day, another dollar.
So You see, executing them at first chance you get, always a great idea.
I owe you for that. We're seeing a lot more plague Zeds lately.
Velvet.
That new plague hunt going nearby.
Wow.
Lamau.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry to ask a favor so soon, but our food supply is spoiled. Do you have any extra? We'd really appreciate that.
Our friendly new neighbors are completely out of food. We're not exactly in a position to share any of ours, though. It seems like scavenging is our best option here.
Yeah. Fun fact in this game, crouching restores stamina faster.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I taught Nick
A lot of
this.
games do that.
Yeah, I taught Knick Knack this. I even have it on recording. Like, hey, a pro tip, crouching. Like, let me show you. All right, watch my stamina.
Uh-huh.
Goes up significantly.
Yeah.
But if I were to crouch and try to get it back, much
Oh,
more
wow.
significant. Yeah.
Yeah.
All quiet now.
So that being said,
Now that's worth crawling through the mud.
Oh.
I bet our neighbors will be happy to see this food delivered.
noisemaker.
Fire in the hole!
I remember one funny thing.
Skin is crawling.
What was it?
Be a plague heart nearby.
I'm trying to find out which are like the appropriate stories to tell, but like one I guess I'll take a moment to say that a lot of the experiences we had were just wonderful. Just we were like having a good time, making a lot of jokes here and there when we were simply just out scavenging, you know? Or when
Yeah.
we're taking care of a plague heart where we're like, you know, I watch his back while he destroys the thing, and like, you know, we take care of the zombies when we have to take a break from that one thing. You know, I would watch his back and like essentially, you know, build him up and teach him until he's able to fight on hordes, which he became quite efficient at it. Like early on too, because it's like um he got the hang of like really taking care of the zombies, like executing them properly, um dodging uh as well. It took a bit for dodging because like he was like at first primarily on offense, um but like when it comes to dodging and stamina efficiency, like he was getting there. It was pretty nice. And for there was this one time that like one of the things I won't forget um is like a mission. Oh, don't tell me I forgot the name. I think it was like a mission of like one of the characters in his base was like doing a personal mission thing that can happen where
Yeah.
they're trying to seek out their 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 aunt. and 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 it was the character in question was a character that like among his ranks that he wasn't too fond of because he found out that like he found that the character in question was just like annoying solely for the fact that like she kept bringing up a mission of trying to find her for her Aunt Nancy or something. I believe the name was Aunt Nancy.
Wow.
And like and I remember Knick Knack going along the lines of like, "Oh my god, we gotta do this stupid thing to find Aunt Nancy again," or like, do I have to do this? I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be this character. Or like, Specifically, like I was telling him, like, why not? That's your. He was like, can I get rid of this character? It's like you can't, but why? Because I just like why? He's just like, or no, I'm just like, but that's your doctor. But she's always bugging about her Aunt Nancy. I don't want to deal with her.
Nick sounds like he had a really great sense of
he
humor.
he did. And another thing. Oh yeah, let me go back to that Feral story. I didn't finish how that ended. We went to the building. We couldn't find the Feral, but because like the Feral, like the game bugged out and the Feral wasn't there, so the game detected that and it auto completed the mission. But before that, we were like crouching, getting close to the building, like wondering where is he? Like, and it was creepy because it was a dark cabin, right?
Yeah.
So he could have popped up out of nowhere, and then it just said, "Oh, mission complete." And then Knick Knack just was standing there, like crouching, and then he slowly stood up from his crouch and just went, "I'm the best." Even though like the game just automatically won, so he took that as like I'm just so good that it automatically completed and just I'm the best, and I'm like yeah you are, because that was funny. The next time though he took care of the Feral no problem, and like and I remember teaching him when he got a certain skill, like it was a drop kicking skill, and how you could use that to instantly down a Feral to make them be able to be executed immediately. Like, brother, he fell in love with that.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet he did.
Oh
Yeah.
man. And what else to tell? What else to tell? I'm trying to better explain like the proficiency at which he gained, like when it comes to like, because I really want to do justice in explaining how good he was, in this game. He is that when he was a really quick learner to get through these tutorial missions, and really, I guided him to let him know, hey, this is the base. These are the structures and the facilities in your base that you need to build. What do you want to do to try to make? What do you? I just remembered he was like, "Can I build a toilet?" and I was like, "Yes, you can." And he was like, okay. What does a toilet do? It increases morale and et cetera, et cetera. It makes things clean for the survivor because having a good toilet is good for people to do their business." And then like, I think I have this in recording where it's like, oh, I have enough materials to make the toilet now. It was just a funny thing. Like he was setting goals, like building toilets. and like, oh man,
That sounds
we
awesome though.
yeah. And like he was very like active too, like when it came to like doing the missions and stuff, and really like getting down to the the nitty gritty for him to like learn the features of base building, right? And I miss it. Like it was beautiful, man. Like he knew how to defend himself. He was smart. He like oftentimes like he would surprise me in how well he would perform and such, that like I'd be like, wow. Like when dealing with a horde, um he was just phenomenal. Like that's why I miss it so much.
What would you say? Do you have like a particular memory? What would you say would be like Nick's greatest accomplishment in this game? Like, is there like one particular story like that was his grit, like his magnum opus of like achievements in this game? If that makes sense.
There was one thing. There was one instance where we did an ongoing mission against these, I believe they were cannibals, right?
Yeah.
And we were going along with their missions like here and there, but we were like skeptical as hell, and we were like thinking of like what should be our course of action, right?
Yeah.
What should be our course of action? And like to deal with these people is like for now we would just go along with it and so on and so forth. And it was like really crazy because like they were being like suspicious as all hell, you know, like you can tell that there was something wrong with these guys, and like Knick Knack was like was on to them pretty quick, you know. And then he was thinking like, what should be our plan here? And then when it came down to the opportune time, like we decided to strike them first, right?
Oh yeah.
And he was in like these cannibals were at, and I remember the place, the leader there was named, this survivor named Ice Pick, right? And it was something, a name that we won't forget because it's like the missions we had to do for them, we had to dismember a bunch of zombies. Like we didn't kill them, we had to just simply dismember them. And there was like one, we had to like go and retrieve one of their friends, right? But the friends was a zombie, so we had to like get the zombie away from a certain area without killing them for them to retrieve the zombie, I believe. Wait, no, wait, was it? Or no, I think I might be confusing something. But I know we had to like basically these guys were fucking weird, you know. But then came like the time where we had to strike them, right? And the option was we just like take care of like all of them, or like take care of just Ice Pick, you know? And that was up to whatever happened, but we needed to devise a plan because hostile humans are dangerous, right?
Right.
So so there, where they were living at was a base that you can take over, and like and it was at nighttime. It was at a base that you can take over yourself, like for you to make it your home, but these guys were living in it. And so we knew the area because we used to live there in Knick Knack's game, you know? And so we devised a plan where there was this water tower thing that's to the right of the base, and Knick Knack grabbed the sniper, right? Knick Knack grabbed the sniper, and I walked him to it, and he climbed up on the tower, and we devised a plan where I was gonna go over there and like and be the diversion, and he's gonna watch me. I was gonna go in with my gun and try and weapon and try and take them out, but like Knick Knack would be providing the sniper support, right?
Yeah.
And he had a clear line of sight of the diner, right? But it was dark, so it was hard to find where they were, but he was looking, right? And I was making my way closer to the front gate. I was my character like shouted like some words, getting their attention, like "It's over for you assholes" or something like that, you know, something to get their attention.
Right.
So that being said, like I started making noise, and then I drew out Ice Pick, right? And as soon as it, like the door that Ice Pick came out of was the door on the side of the building where Knick Knack had a clear line of sight, and Knick Knack took the shot, and boom. Like we heard the shot ring out, but I didn't see anything because it was too dark. So I went in with my assault rifle, like checking my corners, and then I went to the spot where Knick Knack shot at. Ice Pick was dead, dropped in one shot, and the other two hostile survivors, they surrendered just like that.
That is phenomenal.
I was like, bro, they surrendered. Get over here. You took her out, bro. You took her out.
Wow.
Just beamed her like with one shot, only one bullet fired throughout that whole engagement. And that was just Knick Knack. Good. Knick Knack fucking that was a clear shot. He took that. And it wasn't a shot in the dark because the doorway was kind of dark from his angle, right? But he saw like the silhouette and then just took the shot right in the head. Half her head was gone. And then like and then Nick we approached the guys, and Knick Knack had would talk to them, right? And like we had the option of just like executing them, like not risking them to leaving. And I believe excuse me, I believe we let them go. I can't quite remember, but I remember that part where Knick Knack just beamed them in the face. Just, ooh, that was a hell of a good shot. Like all I heard was the sniper shot ring out in the distance, and then and like just quiet.
That is awesome, though.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And then I there was a point where I remember it's like, do you Knick Knack was questioning, like, do you think they'll be back if we let them go? And I told him that there's a chance when you let survivors go on certain occasions that you'll see them again later, you know?
Right.
Like, and that's what makes this game so great, that you can actually see people later, you know what I mean? Like I remember one time, I believe there was one time where like, you know, we let a survivor go, and then like they came back later on and we recruited them, right?
Nice.
Yeah, because like they didn't have anywhere else to go, and we teamed up to take down a threat. So yeah, it was really nice. So that was like one of Nick's like magnum opuses. Like that one was like really nice. Like and
really
like
cool.
it was like a nice build up, because like we knew that something was going on with these people. You know, something's not right with these people.
Well, that's awesome, man. That is
And
so cool.
and like he became like really skilled, you know what I mean? Like he was good at taking down a lot of things, and in such short time, even hostile survivors, we had such a brilliant mind, like together, you know, great minds think alike. When there was like a group of survivors where like there was like a group of survivors who um they were not nice people, and we decided that we were going to just take them out, otherwise they would start you know, being quite the big a threat, right? So we devised a plan where at the moment it was in a gun store, right? It was in a gun store, and like I had my gun like loaded, right? And the moment they became hostile, like I was gonna like shoot the I was gonna like start well first. I had my gun loaded. I was gonna shoot the first guy, and Knick Knack was just gonna start like attacking the guy in front of them, and then the third person I would like start meleeing them, right, to keep them from attacking Nick. And then Knick Knack like swiftly dealt with that guy, the guy who was fighting, and then like the last person who I was beating up surrendered, and so we let them go, I believe. Yeah, we let them go, and that was like one of the first instances of like you think they'll be back? Possibly. They could be, since you're going down the warlord path, there's a good chance they'll come back. You know?
Yeah.
And like we ended up getting quite a bit of loot from them too, because it's like they were they were not nice people, and they were hoarding weapons from other people, you know. So we got quite a lot of weapons. And like Knick Knack was good with a gun. What can I tell you? That sniper shot, magnificent. When it came down to edged weapons, like when it came down to edge weapons, he was he was the executioner, man. Like he was like efficiently knocking down zombies one by one, you know?
Yeah.
Like he would like and a good part of that is thanks to me, like not to take too much credit or whatever, but a good part of that was me like, you know, teaching him how to do combat, you know? Like there were times where I'm like where we just go out in front of our base and find a zombie or two, right? And I would say, all right, watch me. And then like I'm showing him, you know, how to properly dodge zombies, things like that, you know? Where I'm like, okay, so when you do this, you're gonna wanna X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? Like for example, when you're going up against, you know, a singular zombie,
Hey, dead guys.
you know, you're gonna wanna, you know, keep your distance, maintain your stamina. something along the lines of that, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
where, you know, you just want to keep watch of who, like the zombies that are coming close to you, and know which one's going to strike next, and getting the hang of dodging, because that's important, you know, proper dodging, because simple dodging like the tap dodge can go a long way, you know what I mean? You can use the other dodge to gain distance, or even go through a zombie to do something like this. That takes a bit more, but it's all a matter of that, of like how well you do it, and situational awareness, you know, what's around you, and how to deal with things, you know. If you think a zombie's taking a bit too many hits, just go around and do what I just did, you know, take care of them with a simple execution, you know. If it's just one zombie, shouldn't be any problem. There's a multitude of different things to do, you know.
Definitely.
Like, and he learned pretty fast, you know. So I was telling him to get the hang of, like, you know, dodging, knowing when to properly dodge, you know, simple things like this, go around and execute, you know.
Definitely.
Which that's a very efficient way to deal with zombies without using durability of your main melee weapon, which your knife, or in this case screwdriver, doesn't have durability. It's infinite, but it's one of those backup weapons if it's one of those backup weapons if your main weapon breaks. It's good for taking care of zombies. It's good for handling situations that are well, it's so you still have something to defend yourself even if your main weapon breaks, right? It's good for handling situations to get yourself out of trouble, to defend yourself, to get out of the situation. But when it comes to hordes, by default, it's not quite as efficient with dealing with hordes unless you are super, like, skilled like me. Like, for example, with dealing with hordes, one method to deal with a horde, just, like, you know, grab one zombie. I did not mean to execute them. But like grabbing a zombie, let me show you, right? The fastest execution in the game, one of them, is downing them to the ground. And I told Knick Knack this, is downing them to the ground like this, and then, you know, oh, hold on. Not like that. Let me unequipped. Hold up. Alright, so now I don't have my now I don't have my my thingy. Like this. See how fast that is? So that's one of the fastest things. So the knife or screwdriver, whatever, your close combat weapon, that's what it's called, is very efficient for taking out multiple that are on the ground swiftly, because it's a swift stab and then you move on to the next. But in terms of like actual like one-on-one, it can be difficult and if you and a bit slow, you know. If you have the close combat what's it called, if you have the close combat specialization, then it becomes faster. The swinging of your knife becomes faster and you become more efficient at using the knife, and you use less stamina when using the knife in question, right? So if you are good and you really get the hang of it, this is something I tried teaching Knick Knack, I believe. If you're really good at it, you can take down hordes with just a knife. You just need to play it extra careful, you know? Like, specifically, you know, one technique is grabbing one zombie, throwing them into the crowd, and that'll knock down a bunch of them. And that will leave many of them open for execution, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
1, 2, 3, and like at most I would say like go for 3 kills. Actually, I'll demonstrate with these 3, you know. I'll demonstrate with these 3, and I believe Knick Knack got the hang of this when these 4, this is good. All right, so
very nice.
see, you can easily get 3. So like, um, Nick was a fast learner with these types of things, you know, and it was really incredible
Yeah.
that he learned all sorts of execution. And I think I made this clear before. Yeah, I did make this clear before, but like without me telling him, he was pretty good at like executing zombies, um, with the with the prompt, you know.
Right. Right.
So let me see if I can like demonstrate that more with a bigger crowd.
I got nothing left.
Yeah, you gotta watch your stamina. But you can even do the knife thing, the counter attack with the knife as well.
Very nice.
So yeah, again, he's just incredibly efficient, you know.
Very much so.
You don't
Well,
want
that's
to.
awesome, Snivy. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, and there's plenty more things I can talk about with Nick, you know.
Mm-hmm. Um, definitely, man. And I love hearing all these stories. I love hearing you talk about them. You know, I think
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know that you have so many good
Yeah.
memories to share.
I do, and he had such like an optimism, had such optimism when playing this. You know what I mean? He was really uh, enjoying every bit of it, or like he really felt like he was getting better, and
Yeah.
like it was phenomenal. You know?
Definitely, definitely. I wish I could have met him, and I still intend to meet him when he comes back. I do hope he comes back soon. You
Yeah.
know, because I want to meet him definitely, man, for sure. Um, I probably am gonna have to go now, Snivy.
Alrighty.
But I will be back later. I
Okay.
will just come and check on you later for sure.
All
And
right. Thank you.
I
I
hope
hope so.
everybody has a wonderful night. And if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe. This man is phenomenal, and he has many stories to tell you.
Of course.
Definitely.
So
So,
take care, Caleb.
yep. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right then. So to continue talking,
If we can't find
Nick,
more
and
food
if you're
soon, we
watching,
could be in
like,
real trouble.
I wanted to make this video, all this stuff, in hopes that you see it, and in a way it honors you that like I'm playing this game and talking about it with the fond memories of you I've had in this game. And honestly, here, like playing this game again, it feels blissful, but I feel it could be much better with you here, of course. Very much so. And I miss what we had. I enjoy every ounce of time we spent in this game, and like the fun moments we had. Like, you, like, making jokes about Aunt Nancy and like just the slaughtering we would go against the zombies, you know, because you and me we were unstoppable in this game. Like, and I genuinely feel that like that you could be as wonderful, as amazing as me in this game. Maybe even better. Cause you got the goods, man. And I saw it, and like I swore myself off to playing this game for well over a year because I felt it wouldn't be the same without you, and it still isn't exactly the same. Because you gave me something that I always wanted from this game, and that was someone to play this with and really enjoy it. To really have like a disciple, you know, a student in this game, and me be a mentor. And like it was something else. It was just like ah, I don't know. Well, I do know. Its words are not enough to describe all this. Ooh, middle mouse button is this? Words are not enough to describe how incredible of an experience I've had with you in this.
I'm not super happy about this aggressive plan of ours.
I get what you're saying, but I don't see that we have a choice. I guess the Z's must have overrun this place. I see guys
That a
with rifles
frog?
shuffling around. I gotta get close to finish them off. Bullets won't get through those helmets.
And like seeing how each time you handle the situation better and better than like the last was like wonderful, you know? Oops, sorry. I'm not meaning to. Oop. There we go. I still got it. If I had a controller, I'd be better in I'd be getting hit less.
That's what I call.
Ooh. But
I should
you
take out the last few Z's before I stake our claim.
are something special to me. This game is something special to me, and to share it with you is something. Words are not enough to express it, man.
I'm all done clearing the site. Once I've set up an outpost, everyone will know this is our territory. All right, we now have a steady supply of ammo. And with
Like-
a little effort, we could increase what it provides. Which I expect will come in handy as we expand our territory.
Hello, neighbor. By now, I expect you've seen the plague heart growing nearby. I don't know whether it attracts plague Zeds or makes them, but they're everywhere. So be very careful in that area, okay?
I've seen plague hearts up close, and they're goddamn terrifying. We could use a good friend in this fight.
Making friends is a smart move. We could have good stuff to trade. To be honest, the only people I really trust is this group right here. We should build the tools we need, rather than relying on outsiders.
So
We don't know for sure if plague Zeds are created by the heart or just attracted to it.
I hope that me playing this
It's only a
doesn't
matter of time before one of us
like
catches blood plague.
hurt you. Playing this without you doesn't hurt
I've
you
seen
or
what this
anything.
blood plague can
But
do.
it was Caleb that convinced me. Not that I'm trying to shift blame or anything. No, it was Caleb that like convinced me that, you know, it's been a year. Maybe record it and tell stories about, you know, you and I. You know, that
I better take a break. I need
the
it.
times we had in this game really express like the love and fun that you and I had on this, and that I have just being there with you in something in a it made me feel really good, you know. It made me feel special. It's like I said, you finally had given me, that was my Discord. You'd finally given me something that I I really wanted in this game, that I needed, you know. And I mean it, man.
If I take out the nearest plague heart,
And I mean
this
it.
might clear up.
I mean it. You You were awesome. You are awesome at this game. You are awesome in general, and you were very you were a swift learner. Like I'm trying to remember because it's been over a year, but like I'm trying to remember more things like how well you were like building your base and like I just simply explained it to you and then like gave you guidance on what you want to go for. You got this for your warlord path, so you went with the infirmary, getting your weapons all tweaked up and having ammo to boot because of that. And you're building quite the tough team, and even like going out with like each character, switching to each character and leveling them up to make them more stronger. You really focused on building everything up, and becoming more efficient, and us even messing around with like going out and looting stuff. And there were times where you took charge on what we were doing, and it was nice. I always had your back, and it was something nice. So I think um there's there's so much more I want to say. And for the audience out there, just know that he is a wonderful friend that gave me an experience of a lifetime playing this game. And I loved it. It was bliss. What else? I want to say more. I really do. I'll say a little bit more. How long has this recording been going on for? Hour and 32 minutes. That's good enough. Um, but I remember, I remember it all. All the little things. It might be a bit hazy, but the good times of like us combating the world of State of Decay 2 together, and you moving up in like bases and stuff, building up your bases, and then when you saw, I remember when you saw the sawmill, you were like, "That's the one." That I think there was a part where it's like, "Oh yeah, the saw." I told you the sawmill in Providence Ridge is like this is the base that you want to go to if you have, big dick energy. And then you were like, I'm pretty sure you were like, I see. Well, I do have a big cock. I do have huge weed. It was blissful. I do have big ween. uh, my cock is quite large. That's some shit you would say. You can't even deny it. And I believe I said I believe I at one point I was like, well, Snibbles, I do have big dick energy, and then you were like, and then I was like, I mean, well, oh yeah, show me. Some joking, just joking stuff like that, and it was hilarious. But but yeah, and I remember when like I would often like creep you out with Holland, my character that wore like the pig cow mask thing. It was really nice. I have so much more to tell, and I'm gonna save it for another recording. And I hope, and if you made it this far, Nick, please, this game can be so much better with a friend like you. With you, no one else. Maybe some other. I was gonna say maybe some other folks could come close, but you, no, you are the one that really takes the cake. And I appreciate every moment we've had in this game, and I want more. I want more moments like this, like what we had. Um, um, I want more moments of what we had. Because it was special. You know, it hurt giving up this game for as long as I did. And I'm not giving up hope. Me playing it again doesn't mean I'm giving up hope on you that you'll return. I know you'll return. And sorry if I'm getting emotional, but I I just wanted to serve to display it that I played it now and displayed it as a memory, as a wonderful experience, that this game with you brought me so much bliss, and the world deserves to know those experiences. And I enjoyed every bit of it thanks to you. You know, and I want to have more. It's hard to describe all of it, of how much it means to me. And this is for the people who don't know about you and come across this and take the time to watch it all and really experience like the the knowledge of who Knick Knack is, who you are, and the great times you and I had on this game, that you brought me so much bliss and something that I really needed it in, you know? And I can't thank you enough for that. Nick, if you're out there and you watch this, I I want to have more memories with you. You know? I need more memories with you, man. A lot of folks need you, especially me. So, Nick, if you're out there, please come back. Because this game will have tons more hours of fun together on it. This game is wonderful with you around. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this enlightened you a bit about Knick Knack, and I'll make another one talking about him so you guys can experience it more. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate it because it means a lot. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. And y'all have a wonderful day.